Die Rise 2025 is finally here. The developers Excella and Bowie did such a fantastic job upgrading this map's graphics and adding some new and exciting mechanics and mini side Easter eggs that we all wish the original had. Playing this map is so nostalgic. It takes me back to the good old days in 2012 when you're coming home from school, loading up with friends, and trying to beat the latest highest round or trying out a cool new glitch we found on YouTube. So it's about time that this map got some revamping and attention that it deserves. I know a lot of you didn't like Die Rise, but it was personally one of my favorites right after Buried. And as some of you already know, Black Ops 2 was like my first Call of Duty ever, so it holds a very special place in my heart. So of course, I am so excited to try out this new and improved Die Rise. So there's so much to see and do. Let's get right into all the new Easter eggs and explore the new quality of life features that the devs also included so this doesn't keep happening. Let's just take a moment to admire the beauty of this new map. Everything is so rich in color and vibrant and just so detailed. Just look how beautiful Quick Revive is. It is so clean. Spoiler, all the perks look this amazing too. Of course, we gotta go to the rooftop view. Again, they did not disappoint with the graphic overhaul of Die Rise. The iconic dragons, the main quest Easter egg radio tower. By the way, I plan on making a solo Easter egg video, so please subscribe if you want to see that. It is so nice to look at compared to the original Black Ops 2 when everything just looked grainy, gray, and just had an overall like depressing vibe to it. All right, let's get right into all of the buildables and the side quest Easter eggs that they included in this new map. All right, let's go. Remember in Black Ops 2, you had to do the part switch maneuver with the Trample Steam parts in order to get all the parts over the ledge in one go, so you wouldn't have to continuously loop around the map and come back to the spawn room in order to build the Trample Steam. Well, I remember having to do the part switch maneuver and hope that the parts fall over the ledge and onto that third floor where the buildable table is. Well, the devs thankfully answered our prayers, and there is a new feature in which you can now collect more than one part at a time for the Trample Steam. The parts are also shared among players. Now that we have all 4 parts, we need to fall down the 2 floors to the Trample Steam buildable table. In Black Ops 2, you had to land on the second ledge first and then fall again to the 3rd ledge. If you fell to the 3rd ledge in Black Ops 2, you would just go down. Well, that's not the case anymore. Now you can fall straight down to the 3rd ledge and you will be fine, as Black Ops 3 has more health. And now that we are in the Trample Steam buildable table room, we can now craft our handy dandy Trample Steam. The first new mini Easter egg is a free pac-a-punch galil. Shoot these lamps in order from left to right. 1, 4, 3, 5, 2. You will hear a ding noise, and then you can go over to the elevator and knife the name on the wall. Then the galil will spawn on the wall to the left. Only one person can get this if you're playing co-op or on a team. But if you're a solo player like I am, this is extremely useful to get your game going as quickly as possible. Another cool feature that this custom map has is that you can still use the bank to deposit money to take out later in other games. You can also still use the refrigerator to store your weapons for the next game as well. We need to carefully make our way down the elevator shaft by jumping on each ledge. You can still find good old Glavaknuckles down here for 6,000 points. Stick around because I'm going to show you a cool new Easter egg where you can use the Glavaknuckles. Let's make our way to the Buddha room where we can find the first teddy bear location for the original Black Ops 2 song. As we further explore the map, I'm going to show you the other locations of the teddy bears. There are a total of 3 bears on the map. And be sure you stick around because there is another secret song hidden as well that I'm going to show you. Let's build the Sliquifier. The original 4 parts are still in the same location as they were originally in Black Ops 2. However, the good news is you can pick up all 4 parts at the same time and carry them all over to the buildable table. Here is the second teddy bear that you need to interact with. It is located in the power room. To turn on the power, just flip this switch and you can find more parts for the Sliquifier on these two sewing tables. Come downstairs and craft your Sliquifier here. Every 5 to 7 rounds, you will get a jumping jack or Nova round. These jumpy little creatures grant you a max ammo. You can get a free perk with the max ammo. I highly recommend you do this every time, as there are extra perks that are added to this map, like Stamina Up, PhD Flopper, and Deadshot Daiquiri. Later in the video, I will show you how to get Deadshot Daiquiri and PhD Flopper. Because it's so early in the game, I don't have Glavaknuckles or a Bowie knife, so I'm going to stand in this corner with the Trample Steam in front of me and my back to the wall so that Novas cannot spawn behind me. So to get this free perk, you cannot shoot your gun or the Sliquifier at all. So I'm going to let the Trample Steam do all the work at killing the Novas. Be sure you stick around because I'm going to show you what happens if you take no damage from the Novas during this round. The third teddy bear location can be found next to the SVU wall buy on this brown shelf. Press F to interact and you should be able to play the song. A cool new feature about this is that you can activate these bears as much as you want to keep replaying the song. The developers added another song to the map. Here's how to activate it. There are 4 TVs around the map that you need to interact with. The first one is in the box location on top of the skyscraper. The second TV location is by the spawn box location here. Make your way to the Sliquifier buildable table and open up this side door to the Remington wall buy. This next TV will be found in this long narrow hallway. Go up the stairs by the Sliquifier table and you will see the last TV to activate. The song is really cool. I cannot play it for you as it is copyrighted, but I highly recommend you check it out. Let's get into the steps on how to pac-a-punch the Sliquifier. Make your way to the sushi room and you're going to shoot this top symbol 10 times. Use 1 full magazine of the Sliquifier on this symbol. There are 5 canisters around the map that we are going to shoot with the Sliquifier. The first canister is located in the elevator shaft. Go to the Glavaknuckles and then turn around and you'll see the canister glowing through the floor. Shoot it and it will disappear. The second canister is located above the fridge on the same floor as the power room. As you probably already noticed, there's a canister directly on the Sliquifier buildable table. Take these elevators that you see up to the second from the top floor of the skyscraper and make your way to this window. On the floor, you will see the canister. Shoot it with the Sliquifier and it will disappear. Make your way back to the other skyscraper by spawn, by this wall by, and you will see the last canister. Shoot it and it will disappear. Now that we found the elevator on the skyscraper with pac-a-punch, we can now pack the Sliquifier. The base kit Sliquifier is purple and this newly packed Sliquifier is teal. Let's compare the old Sliquifier to this newly pac-a-punch Sliquifier. The upgraded Sliquifier has 50 rounds compared to the original 30 rounds. It seems that the spray of the bubbles is wider and the duration is longer. Also, the zombies seem to be slowed a bit longer than the original Sliquifier. Overall, it's a great upgrade to the original Sliquifier. We all wish the original Black Ops 2 Die Rise had. Alright, let's get the most useful item in the new Die Rise, the golden elevator key. First, make your way to the spawn elevator to retrieve the base kit key. Be sure to use this key on the wall down there to send that elevator back up. This step is very important, so do not forget to do this. You can either ride that elevator back up or just jump across to turn on the power. Now that we have retrieved the base kit key, we need to use that key on every single elevator around the map. So I'm going to use this key on these 2 elevators since they're right here in the power room. The cooldown on the base key isn't very long, it's about 20 seconds, so you can use this base kit key quite a bit. So on this skyscraper, there are a total of 4 elevators. However, I don't have enough points, so to maximize my time, I'm going to go back to the spawn skyscraper and do those 3 elevators. So we're going to use it here on Quick Revive. We're going to make our way down to Who's Who. You have to let the elevator leave and then you can call it back down. Now I'm going to drop down very carefully to get to Speed Cola. I need to use the key on this solo corner elevator, but it's kind of expensive because you have to open up several doors to get back up top. And then lastly, I'm going to move this couch door and use the key here. When you're done, you will hear a very distinct ding noise and you will see the key in your inventory. So this key is super useful because there's no cooldown in calling the elevators. It also has some very useful features, such as you can change the perk machine to a different perk. You can lock the elevator in place. So like if you don't want the pac-a-punch machine to ever leave the roof, you can lock it in place so it doesn't leave. And most importantly, you can now access the secret floor of PhD Flopper, which I'm going to show you next. In order to get PhD Flopper, we are going to descend on this elevator by just standing here. So after we make it downstairs, we need to quickly make our way back to that original control panel and then run quickly back to this elevator because you need to take it back up. When you get back upstairs, you will now have the option to repair the panel inside the elevator on the right. Continue to stand in the elevator and it will descend again to the secret PhD room. PhD Flopper is 2,000 points, but is very useful in order to not take fall damage. You can use it to slide and dive to explode zombies. Here are some more examples of how good PhD Flopper is. If you accidentally fall down the elevator, you won't die. If you fall off the map right here, it'll just ping pong you onto somewhere safe. If you are daring and you're trying to figure out new jumps and you miss like this, it will put you on a new ledge without taking damage. And then like for example here, I totally missed the building and I fall, but I do not die. So yes, I highly recommend you always get PhD Flopper and you always get quick revive. So overall, it is very cool. I highly recommend you get it. Another cool Easter egg that the developers added is the electrified Bowie knife. First, you need to get Glavaknuckles for 6,000 points located in the elevator shaft. Now that you have the Glavaknuckles, you're ready to proceed to the next step. However, be sure that you have 3,000 points for the Bowie knife. You also need to have the golden elevator key, as this will be extremely useful and easy to complete. Use the gold key to call this elevator so that you can then write it down to the power room. Now that we're in the power room, we are going to punch the power switch with the Glavaknuckles. You will now have 90 seconds to ride that elevator back up to the Bowie knife and purchase it. Be sure you save a zombie to make it easier on yourself. Don't worry, you have plenty of time to get this done, especially since you have the golden key to help you. So the timing is very important. As I said, you had 90 seconds. So as you can see, I am waiting to punch the electric box. So I'm waiting for this elevator to get ready to go back up. So as soon as I see it going back up, I'm gonna run over, punch it, and then quickly jump back on so I can go up to the Bowie knife. Now that we're going back up, I can purchase the Bowie knife for 3,000 points. Now I need to wait for one of these elevators to go back down to the power room. Either one is fine to take. I'm using this elevator because it's already here and it's going down. So now that I have the Bowie knife, I'm going to melee the power switch with the Bowie knife and it should still be electrified from the Glavaknuckles. Now you have the upgraded electrified Bowie knife, which is really good to use on high rounds. As you probably just saw, I have this really cool ammo mod on my gun. I'm going to show you how to get it. So on a Nova round, you must take no damage. This is my go-to spot that works every single time. I back up into this corner behind the Trample Steam and let the Trample kill all the Novas. This way I take no damage and I get the free perk with the max ammo. But since I took no damage, I can now go retrieve the free ammo mod. So on this table here will be the ammo mod. It's also really cool because every person on your team can also pick it up. So it's extremely useful and easy to retrieve and it's very helpful. Thanks for watching, guys. I have 2 more exciting videos coming out about Die Rise, so please consider liking and subscribing so you don't miss out on those 2 videos. Don't forget to reload before grabbing the max ammo and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.